Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Venom, issue number 3, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. In the previous issue, Dylan Brock met Archer, who had known his father Eddie when he was a journalist. In this issue, we begin with Carlton Drake having a conversation with Mr. Carson about what they really know about symbiotes. What they know is symbiotes are extraterrestrial in origin and depend on a physical host to survive and thrive on different worlds. Hence the word symbiote. Their symbiosis is a matter of choice than physiology. Then we begin with Carlton Drake having a different grasp on what the symbiotes are. When Null the symbiote god invaded Earth, once Null and the invasion happened, one thing they knew about symbiotes is they know very little about symbiotes that are forever evolving around our world. Mr. Carlson's not entirely sure where Mr. Drake is going with all this, so he uses an umbrella example, a rain example. How many holes does it take before an umbrella changes into something else? Meaning one hole umbrella. Meaning if you put one hole in an umbrella, would that umbrella stop being an umbrella? Would it still work? Or would that one hole probably have little effect on that umbrella protecting one from rain? Maybe a little will go through, but it still functions as an umbrella. The umbrella example is they want to poke as many holes into the symbiote to see what it changes into. Here we get a heartbreaking narration of Venom inside of an abandoned building. Threaded throughout this issue demonstrates that it's more than just a separation anxiety, with parts of the alien creature falling apart in goop like jelly. This followed by a flashback of red and black colors meshed together over a violent scenario from the past where the symbiotes took over worlds, different times, and they just conquered in a brutal way. But yet Venom is going through some kind of separation anxiety with Dylan. Dylan believes Eddie Brock has died, which we all know better from issue number 1. You can check out that review if you like. Dylan admits that whenever he sees a Venom symbiote, he thinks of his father, and the symbiote mourns its longtime host in the inner monologue. God and Eddie Brock are both dead. Dylan is also chastised with the symbiote for abandoning it. Venom with Eddie is gone, and Dylan is resisting the urge to bond with the symbiote, which has no sense of direction. A confrontation with Dylan only serves to pretty much clarify this deal. And Dylan once again tells him, hey, every time I see you, man, I expect to see my father and I'm disappointed, you know? So the symbiote vowed to protect Dylan and carry on Eddie's efforts to be a better father, but Dylan refuses to reciprocate. More of a personal story in this issue, which is totally cool, but it was way more interesting with Eddie Brock in issue number 1, but I am sure we'll get to that because this story is juggling 2 different storylines here. Eddie Brock storyline and the Dylan storyline. Dylan is starting to feel isolated from Eddie due to younger Brock remaining suspicious of the symbiote. Now Archer has discovered a massive conspiracy involving the Life Foundation regarding shell corporations and the money being funneled through a shell corporation, so she essentially follow the money, and Dylan offers his assistance as the Foundation pursues him. However, recent events have shattered his connection with the Venom symbiote at a time when their bond is probably more important than ever. Archer decides to sneak into a small research facility in Plymouth to dig deeper into the information regarding the symbiotes and the money. With the light comedic play afterwards when Dylan offers to join Archer along with his cat, Sleeper, there is a mild action sequence mostly left to the reader's imagination after they knocked out a few of the security guards around within the facility. However, the situation quickly takes a turn from the worst after Archer tells Dylan to go check the terminal, leading him to an empty room. Before he can react, Archer closes the door on him, trapping him inside the metallic room. Dylan is suddenly surrounded by Life Foundation mercenaries while the previously known cat, Sleeper, the symbiote, was transformed into this huge symbiote form and starts wrecking and having and putting some asses on the floor to protect Dylan. However, the room is rigged against the nature of their powers as sound waves are used to render the alien helpless in a matter of seconds, with the next page showing him contained and an unconscious Dylan. Archer had to betray Dylan's trust because when they figured out that Archer was closing in on their investigation onto him, she had to do this to protect her life. The Life Foundation, which seeks to accelerate the evolution of symbiotes through a variety of violent means, was founded as a survivalist organization, steadily but surely preparing for survival but investigating what makes the alien race so resilient. At the end of the issue, Life Foundation head Carlton Drake grants one of his mercenaries a new high-tech suit, hinting at a foe for Venom. The issue ends with the last dialogue being, "So what do you say, Mr. Carlson?" feel like taking the spearhead out for a spin with a weathered Venom on display in the last panel, just going through some emotional turmoil. The issue is much lighter on action than the previous installments, and that suits the story at hand just fine. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but Eddie Brock and what happened in issue number 1, that is a lot more interesting. But the main event here is Dylan pulling at a thread that's been there all along. A major conspiracy is forming that stretches back through the history of the symbiotes on Earth. One that may factor into Venom and his offspring lives in ways we probably cannot understand just yet. This is another solid issue which adds a few more layers to the story and brings us a little closer to the conspiracy. I don't know where this is going to lead to, but the writing is very on point on this one in my opinion. Link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. I did left out some details in this review, but you know what? You'll dig this book because I dug it. With that being said, Venom, issue number 3. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.